Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Dawn here. So today we're going to make a Father's Day card. So I've actually got out a few dies. So I've started actually storing my dies in these A5 envelopes which I got off eBay. Can't remember how much I paid. I think it was something, I think it was around £5-6 for 20, something like that. But I just find them quite nice to store my dies in. So what I thought was, I've got a few dies out in my stash. So this die we're going to use for our sentiment. Now this die is, you can get it from Printable Heaven for £1.99, which I think is absolutely fab. And the great thing about it, even though it is a dad die, we don't have to actually use it for dads, because we've got number one. Well, that could be anyone. We've got Wow, we've got My Hero, we've got With Love, The Best, we've got You're the Greatest, you've got number one, and it's a very cool die for what's the word, for like any male really, and even any female, because I really do believe that you can use this for everything. I think the only one that you can't sort of use for anybody other than a dad is dad. So so we're going to use that today. Then I've just gone in my stash and I pulled out a few different dies. Now I was looking at these Polaroid dies. These Polaroid dies I got from In Love Art. So I'll leave a link in the description. I did get a coupon code as well for 15% off, I think it was. So I'll leave the code with it as well for you to check out, and hopefully it will still work. So I did get those dies and they were really inexpensive. I think like £3 or £4, something like that. So we might use one of them. And then in here I've got, which I quite like the idea of using, is these banner dies. So these banner dies I got from the works for £2. So again, really inexpensive. You don't have to buy really expensive dies. So I thought we could maybe use them. This one is expensive. However, it is for my husband. So I will be making him a Star Wars card with this one. So I have got it out ready to do. I will do it on camera for those who are interested. But I got this die from Create and Craft, and it did cost me I think it was £14.99. I do want the Death Star, and I want the X-Wing, and I want the yeah, there's a few others, but they're £20 each, so he'll have to wait. He'll have to have that instead. And then the other thing was, because I'm not sure of the size of card that I'm going to use, I picked this Thinlits Sizzix die set out, and it is Sophie Gillai? No, Floral Banner it's called. I'm assuming that was the designer. But we have this little tiny Polaroid camera there as well. So I thought that if I'm to use, so if I use a 6x6 card base, I'll use one of them, and if I use a smaller one, I thought I could use that one. But I thought, instead of finding papers that are for males that most of us probably don't even have, because I don't even know where most of mine come from, I thought let's create a Father's Day card using some dies, some inexpensive dies. And these, like I said, these can be used whenever. What I'm going to do is I am going to go through my cardstock, get some cardstock out. I'm also going to go through my patterned paper as well and look for really cool colours, and then I'm going to cut it all out. I'll come back, show you what I've cut out, what I've used, and then we'll put a Father's Day card together, because I don't really think you need to see me die cut. Yeah, because to tell you the truth, I don't know what colours I'm going to use until I've been through my stash. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So we're actually going to use some dies today to create a Father's Day card, and I'm quite excited actually, because as most of you know, very rare on my channel that I use dies, and this is actually the second video. I don't know if the other one's up yet, but yeah, this is the second video I've used them, and I'm loving using them, and they're in my stash, and most of us have dies in our stash and we just don't use them. So yeah, we're going to use them. Right, okay, I will do all my die cutting and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. Right, card base I'm using today is a 5.5-inch square base that I have made myself. So I've just got some 200 GSM cardstock, folded it in half so there was A4, and then I have cut it down to size. I will keep this bit because when I do Christmas tags, I actually make my Christmas tags like this. So all these bits I do save for them. Right. The dies that I've used, so I've used the dad out of the die set from Printable Heaven, that's $1.99. I've used the largest banner die from the Works, which was £2, and then I've used the Polaroid from In Love Arts, which was a few pounds as well. So I will try and leave links to all of the dies that I have used. Now the paper that I've used is, so my dad absolutely loves his biscuits, so I've used this Sweet Treats 6x6 paper pad. Actually we don't need that one because it just gets on my nerves. So I've decided to do the banner in the biscuits, and then I do off to the side, we're going to do the Polaroid over probably just something like that. I want a bit of the barber mitt in, so that's going to be the Polaroid is of his biscuits. And then I think for the background we should have we've got the sprinkles. I don't want it too much with biscuits, but I just thought it was so cool, and it was just absolutely perfect. I quite like this yellow, but what I did do as well with the dad, I've done the dad in gold, so the yellow's not going to go, is it? So actually, what about the blue? Let's do the blue. So yes, this is going to be for my dad for Father's Day. So let us trim this down. So I need this to be 5.5 by 5.5, and that'll fit the full base itself, just like that. But I think I need to turn it over and have it on the plain side. Although we could excuse me, we could actually put an edge around, not that colour though, because I quite like the biscuits on the background, so I'm thinking maybe matte it. Yeah, right. I think we need to see, let me grab some cardstock out. There we go. Right, there should be some blue cardstock in here, hopefully. Yes, there is. There's a lovely pearlized navy. So let's do some matting, because, like I said, my dad loves his biscuits. He always has. When we were kids, excuse me, when we were kids, on a Sunday tea time, we used to have like sandwiches, so it was always like a picky tea, but you had to eat all of your sandwiches, your cake, everything that was on your plate. You had to eat, otherwise you wouldn't get the big box of broken biscuits. So every Sunday we used to have our tea, and then my dad would bring out a massive box. Well, it was massive to me, but my dad said it's the same size as what they are now, but to me it was massive. He just said I was a bit smaller then. And we could just eat as much as we wanted. It was our sort of treat. It didn't happen yeah, it did happen. So every Sunday that I saw my dad, yeah, it was so much fun. So much fun. So yes, I think last year for Father's Day I actually bought him 2 boxes of broken biscuits and a few other little bits, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, and unfortunately I can no longer eat the broken biscuits because I have an intolerance to gluten, which is amazing. Although it is good for my waistline, so I am back on losing weight, which is awesome. So I've lost a pound this week, and if I can lose a pound every week I would be super, super happy. So yeah, right, okay, so that straight away looks so much better, so much better. Okay, we also need to cut these out. So what I'm going to do is actually find where I want it, because we want that bobbin in and we want a little bit of that pink wafer in. So where's my pencil? And what I'm going to do is I'm just, well, it'd help if that pencil was sharpened. Let's try this one. So I'm just going to draw around here, and I know if I stick within that line it will fit, so yeah, we'll do that. So this paper pad, I know I've had a few requests to make a few bits and pieces using this paper pad, but I have to say it is absolutely perfect for my dad and for anybody who loves biscuits, so like my dad. Right, okay, so I think he'll appreciate it when he gets it. Yeah, and then no doubt I will try and source some more what do you call it, some more broken biscuits this year if we can. Right, oh, I need to bring, oh, we can cut that if we need to, which yes we do. Right, so let's trim that off, so we don't need that. Oh, love it. I just think that's so cool. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking for the cards. So this is our base, which I might trim and put some blue around so that it all sort of stands together. And then we're going to have that. I'm going to have this there, and then I have my dad in big giant letters, which I might have just across there like that. How cool is that? I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna mat this as well with blue card, just so that it just all matches. And then I'm gonna add it on as well to I've just had a message. I'll read it in a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just want it all to match. So yeah, I think if we put we mat everything onto blue, it'll stand out just a little bit better. Right, so let's get the trimmer in, and then let's chop that down, so just like that. Okay, so that will go on there like that. And then, right, I'm going to take it off. Right, I'm going to take off, I think, let's take off 1/4 of an inch from both sides, and then let's cut this to 5.5 square, and that should, there we go, that should give us a nice sort of, yeah, border. I like that. Make sure that's the right way around. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so let's get that stuck on. So I'm just going to use my wet glue for this, just because it allows me, if I get it wrong, it allows me to move it. Oh. So when we can, no, that is so wonky. Up you come. Right, sorry, I am concentrating. There we go. Much better, much better. Right, let's use my tape runner to stick the rest down. So, and we want it so that the nice biscuits, we need it, oh, actually I'm going to do it tenfold. I like the tenfold cards. There we go. Okay, so there is our base. Right, these bits of card can go into my oh, what do you call it, my little card holder. Right, and then let us stick this one down. So if your partner or if your dad or your friends or anybody loves biscuits, whether they're male or female, then I have to admit this paper pad is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So let's stick that. Actually, I'm going to pop some to bring some more of that gold in. I'm actually going to bring in some of these peel offs before I stick that down. So yeah, I think that'd be nice just across the top where that the stitching is, just like that. And then let's pop on another strip. I'm having to hold it because I put my adhesive on the back. Right, okay, keep them bits because they will be useful. And also if you get a peel off that's like this, you can actually use these lines as well, so nothing goes to waste on peel offs, which I love. Right, okay, there we go. Now let's stick this on. So try and get it as centered as we can. Oh, there we are. Oh, I like that hint of gold. I think it just works with our letters. Then we're going to raise our little Polaroid up. I think I'm going to have it there. So let's use some foam pads. Just so that this video isn't super long with me cutting up bits of card. Okay, and then let's pop that. I have actually done that the wrong way around, I've just realised, but luckily most of it is covered, so we are okay. Right, so there is that bit, and then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to pop on our dad letters, and I think that I would like it just sort of going across like that if they fit. So yeah, we can hide that as a bit of that here, can't we? Oh, I like it. I do. I love it. Let's bring it down just ever so slightly. I just felt like that was too high. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? That is so awesome. Do you know what I'm going to do as well? Is I'm actually going to bring in another peel off. And I'm going to pop it across the bottom here just so that it ties. But I will have to cut this one with my knife because we haven't got the option of sort of what's the word, tucking it under. My words today, honestly. I actually can't really use that bit. It's gone. It's disappeared. Right, yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm not going to raise these up. We are just going to stick them as they are. Oh, I really love. So a quick, simple card just using some really cheap dies. Now, if you don't have any of these dies, you can still make this card. So I've done it so that you're using basic shapes that you can make yourself. So you can cut yourself a wide banner. So just cut a rectangle piece of paper and then cut it up the middle. And then cut from one side to the other into the centre. That will give you a banner. Now for your Polaroid, again, just cut a rectangle shape, and then what you want to do is you want to cut out a square in the centre. That will enable you to make exactly the same card as this. So I did it so that, yes, if you have these dies, you can do it, but also if you don't have these dies, you can achieve this card quite easily. But how lovely is that? I hope my dad is going to like it. So it is for Father's Day. But yeah, oh, love it. So thank you so much for watching. I do have a little square which we will keep. Oh, the paper actually from this one is from this paper pad. So this paper pad is Craft Asylum Meadow so sweet, and it's from Creative Rocks, and it's a beautiful paper pad, and it's got lots of really cool papers in. I will be coming on soon to make a card using it, because I mean, look, just, it's absolutely beautiful. I did haul this a few months ago. I think it was last year actually I hauled this. I got quite a few, and I did do a giveaway with some of them, and I think it was my 1000th giveaway. But yeah, so like I say, you can achieve this without using these dies if you would like to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope we see you very soon in my next video. But until then, happy crafting and stay safe. Bye.